Welcome to Astro Chipper Hindi channel.
Where sometimes one decision during war can change two lives forever. The fortress was supposed to survive for months. That's what Command told us. The imperial citadel of Verex Prime was one of the strongest military strongholds in the outer systems. Massive defense walls, orbital cannons, thousands of soldiers. Nobody believed it could fall. Then the enemy arrived, and everything collapsed in a single night. I still remember the first explosion. The sky turned red above the fortress towers as enemy ships ripped through orbital defenses like they were paper. Emergency alarms screamed across every corridor. Soldiers rushed in every direction. Command systems failed almost instantly. And somewhere beyond the walls, an entire invasion army descended onto the fortress. At first we thought reinforcements would ARR how surviving works. Bad timing for sarcasm. Distant actors. Then back at her. You need to leave. Now. She stared at me carefully. You came back for the royal sector? Honestly, I'm already questioning that decision. Unexpectedly, she almost smiled. Then another explosion shook the fortress violently. Part of the ceiling collapsed behind us. No more time. I motioned toward a lower maintenance corridor. There's an old transport route beneath the western hangars. You know the fortress tunnels? I spent 6 months repairing them. That surprised her. Apparently princesses don't expect soldiers to know maintenance systems. We moved quickly through the lower halls while the fortress continued collapsing around us. Enemy patrols were everywhere now. Twice we barely avoided detection. Once we had to hide inside a dark storage chamber, while enemy troops marched directly past us. That was the first moment we were forced into complete silence together. The princess sat beside the wall breathing hard. Exhausted. Not royal. Not powerful. Just tired. Human. Or close enough. She looked toward me quietly. You could have escaped earlier. Probably. Then why come back? I checked my rifle slowly. Because leaving you behind felt wrong. For a moment she didn't answer. Then softly. Most soldiers ran. I shrugged. Most soldiers are smarter than me. That actually made her laugh quietly. A small laugh. But real. And somehow hearing it inside a dying fortress felt strangely important. Hours passed as we moved deeper beneath the citadel. The tunnels were unstable, parts already collapsing from bombardment above. But they also gave us temporary safety, at least until enemy forces started searching below ground. That's when things became worse. We were crossing an old maintenance bridge when sniper fire erupted from above. The first shot missed. The second hit my shoulder. Pain exploded through my arm instantly. I fell hard against the railing. The princess grabbed me before I collapsed completely. More shots echoed through the tunnel. Enemy scouts. I forced myself upright despite the pain. Move. We ran through the lower tunnels while alarms echoed around us. Blood soaked through my armor. My vision blurred more every minute. Eventually we reached an abandoned generator chamber, hidden beneath the fortress core. I collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. The princess immediately knelt beside me. You're losing too much blood. I noticed. She tore part of her royal cloak and pressed it against the wound. For several minutes neither of us spoke. Only distant explosions echoed through the fortress above. Then quietly she asked, "Why are humans like this?" I frowned weakly. Like what? You protect people even when survival is impossible. I looked toward the shaking ceiling. Not always. You stayed. Silence filled the chamber. Because honestly, I didn't fully understand it myself. Maybe war changes people. Maybe seeing everyone run made me unable to do the same. Or maybe I just couldn't accept abandoning someone alone in a burning fortress. The princess finished tightening the bandage carefully. Then I noticed something strange. Her hands were shaking. Not from fear. From exhaustion. She was barely holding herself together. I looked at her quietly. You haven't rested since the attack started, have you? No. You're terrible at survival. A faint smile appeared again. And yet you returned for me. Fair point. Hours later, the fortress finally began dying completely. Power failures spread through every level. The ground shook constantly now. Enemy forces controlled almost everything above us. The citadel had fallen. We were just hiding inside its corpse. Then suddenly emergency broadcasts activated through the old tunnel speakers. Enemy command transmissions. Royal target remains alive. Capture priority unchanged. The princess lowered her eyes immediately. They won't stop searching. No, I answered quietly. They won't. For the first time since meeting her, she looked truly hopeless. And honestly, that expression hit harder than the gunshot wound. because beneath the titles and royal bloodline, she was just someone watching her entire world collapse in one night. Then she asked softly, "If they capture me, what happens?" I knew the answer. Political surrender, public execution, or worse. But I couldn't say any of that. So instead I answered honestly, "They're not taking you." She looked at me carefully, even injured, exhausted, covered in blood and ash. I still meant it. Something changed in her expression after that. Not confidence exactly. Trust. Small. Fragile. But real. Eventually we reached the final evacuation tunnels beneath the western cliffs outside the fortress. Freedom was close. One last transport shuttle remained hidden there. But enemy troops were already searching the area above. We had one chance. Maybe less. I checked the remaining ammo in my rifle. Almost empty. The princess noticed immediately. "You cannot fight all of them." "I don't need to." She frowned. "Then what's the plan?" I looked toward the distant shuttle doors. We survived long enough to leave. Another explosion shook the tunnels violently. Dust rained from the ceiling. The fortress above us burned like a dying world. Then quietly, the princess reached for my hand. Not dramatic. Not royal. Just human. Or close enough. Warm fingers covered in ash and exhaustion. And softly she said, "Then let us survive together." Outside, enemy soldiers closed in around the fallen fortress. Inside the collapsing tunnels beneath the war, a wounded human soldier and an alien princess prepared for one final escape.
Thanks for watching this video.
For more mind-blowing sci-fi stories like this, subscribe to Astro Sci-fi Hindi.